Welcome back to Central News. We heard a couple of weeks ago the success of the avocado season to date, with the Bay of Plenty supplying 60% to the nation's overall avocado production. Avocados are more than just something to add to your salad or put on your toast. Avocado oil is said to be one of the world's healthiest oils, and it is manufactured in the Bay. Avocado Oil Limited's Executive Director Brian Richardson tells at Central News more. Brian, why avocado oil?
Because the oil's been sort of developed out of a byproduct that was in the industry through avocados, and it was started by a passionate group of growers here in the Bay of Plenty who typically had to go and pick up all this fruit from the pack houses after it had gone through a process of being graded for export and or local market. And there was a lot of fruit that actually didn't make those grades, and so literally they had to take away truckloads of the stuff back to the orchards, and they thought, well, this is not a very good idea. How can we best utilise the fruit? And so a couple of the guys got together and thought about it, and they found out that in Mexico, for example, they produced a lot of what they call refined oil for the cosmetic industry. But these guys wanted to do something completely different, and that was to make it extra virgin cold press, which is what the olive industry does with their oil. So it hadn't been developed before in the world, so they had to actually start from scratch. And so they put a group of shareholders together, and out of some development work, they found they could extract some oil from the avocado. And then they, typical Kiwi style, put some more shareholders together and bought a big plant out of Germany, and that arrived in a couple of 40-foot containers, and then they went ahead and put the plant together, and then from there had to learn how to make oil. And we believe it's probably taken us about 7 years to completely perfect the process.
And now you've got Grove avocado oil.
We have. And, it's fair to say that I joined the company about 6 months after it started, and it was only just got into one supermarket in Auckland at that stage. And now today, some 11 years later, we're in 340 supermarkets in New Zealand and 1,500 supermarkets in Australia, and we have sales into various countries around the world.
Well, from leaps and bounds in success with avocado oil. How's avocado oil one of the healthiest oils in the world?
It's the avocado itself, and the Guinness Book of Records says it's the most nutritious fruit in the world. And what we've done is putting it through a cold press process. We quietly make the oil from that, and we nurture it and we look after it, and that's the key. So it's very versatile, and it's got the high smoke point of any fruit oil.
How's avocado oil so versatile?
Very good for high temperature cooking. That's one of the key benefits, and it's still got all those vitamins and minerals in it from our process. So it's only good for you. It's actually very good to cook with because it's got that high smoke point, and that's why a lot of the chefs really enjoy the product, because they can sear meats at high temperatures or fish at high temperatures. Having said that, there's a lot of consumers use the oil as a dressing oil. We've got a range of flavours, but a lot of people just use the base oil, or they use the lime or garlic or the lemon pepper as a dressing on their salads.
Now, I understand avocado oil is part of the Tauranga business case. How does avocado oil fit in with the 4 Ps: people, profit, place and potential?
That's a very interesting question. It fits in because it became a company through, as I said before, through the back end of another business, and it created new jobs through its innovative way it's done its work in the industry. In terms of people, we employ 7 or 8 people a year on an annual basis. Then we employ people outside of that as well as part of our processing. Profit and people, we do add to the community by buying fruit from growers, and there's a return back to them. It also employs people, of course, in our business, and of course we're making oil that goes all around the world, so we are generating a lot of marketing information too by telling people how good the product is and the way you can use it. So it's all about education. So that just covers a broad part of that question you asked me.
And besides the Bay supplying 60% to the avocado industry here in New Zealand, why have business here in Tauranga?
Well, because we're in the heart of the industry, really. It was when we first started, I suppose the numbers were about 75%. And the second biggest area is Northland, where a lot of new plantings are going on and some big orchards up there. And that number's dropped a little bit in the Bay, but we don't see that changing too much in the future. But so being right in the central part of the Bay of Plenty is really key for us from a transport point of view, access to the port, sending our product through there in containers, etc. So it's a very good base for us to be here based in the Bay.
How's the Bay of Plenty a great place to work and play, thereby creating that lifestyle balance?
Yeah, that's another good question. We in the Bay of Plenty, of course, as we call it, the Sunshine Coast of New Zealand. And of course, we work hard and we play hard, but we've got our beach literally just down the road. But it is a lovely place to work, and especially out here, we're actually in the country, and we've got orchards around us, be it kiwi fruit and or avocados, but it is a nice place to work.
Brian, thanks for your time today.
Okay.
To find out more about their products and to get some recipe ideas, head to the website avocado-oil.co.nz, and of course there is the tauranga-business-case.co.nz to find out more about the strategy. Well, that is all for your Easter Monday. Trust you have had a relaxing long weekend and all set for another week. Perhaps something significant happened over the Easter weekend. Feel free to tell us via Facebook or sending us an email. I'll be back tomorrow with more guests from in and around the region. I'm Katrina McKinley. Have a good evening.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.